Thanks for joining us. I guess as soon as my son Ty gets on here, you know what it is. The WePopNson talk show, #1 father and son talk show in the world. Real talk only here. True stories, facts. We don't get into the nigga shit like that. And, well, Ty might. Ty's a fucking nigga. What's going on, Gerard? Kwanzaa Gerard, what's happening? So, yeah, what we do here, man, is we get into some real shit. You dig? Like, we get into real talk, intelligent shit. What up, JTXP? What's happening with you, man? JTXP is somebody who's really, really been regular, like Kwanzaa Gerard and Ed Morning 77. We have a lot of people that have been really riding with us for the last 2.5 years. We're going on 2 3/4 years now. And pardon me. Got to get a little food in me. I just came out the yard doing manly shit, you dig? So, yeah, we get into some shit where we try to make sense of the nonsensical, realistically. And I think everybody's aware that there is a whole lot of nonsensical shit in this country, a whole lot of nonsensical shit in this world, and a whole lot of nonsensical shit in the melanated community, And I look at a lot of stuff online, and I see a lot of conversations being had that ain't about a whole lot of nothing, bro, but it's a lot of it. And it's unfortunate that we're paying attention to everything but our own situations. And I do mean situations. What's going on, 190 Octane? What's happening with you? Revere 102. Oh, I just had some Champ Never Lacking. That's what I was eating. I just knocked off half an avocado. The big ones. I don't fuck with them hostas. Those are GMO, genetically modified organisms. And some pasta I had made a couple of nights ago. Just knocking off what was left of that real quick because I didn't have the time to really make nothing. But yeah, just energy food, like food for me is fuel. That's my relationship with food. I don't eat food for entertainment. I eat food for the same reason a car goes to the gas station. Not to party, it's not a commercial, you're not, joying around the table. Man, I'm here to get this nutrition. I'm here to get this power. That's me. And there's a reason that I am going to be 59 this year, in a few months, and that I'm in the condition that I'm in. Shout out to my bro, Kevin, man, down there in Tampa, Street Elements Magazine. We were supposed to do this together. He had started before he went to prison, and he did 10 years or something on a drug beef or whatever. And he came home. He had already started before he left, and he did a issue. Then his mom did an issue while he was gone. When he came home, actually Benzino, he contacted Benzino about getting down with him doing it, and Benzino was like, "Nah, you need to holler at my man. Like he really is, like he's the brain on that type of shit." Which is funny because Zeno really is like, if it wasn't for Zeno, the source would have never been what it became. Like it's his creativity, his ingenuity. He's the one that came up with the whole concept for Hip Hop Weekly, which inarguably is the greatest hip hop publication that ever came out. But Street Elements is something that my man Kev is doing down there in Tampa, whatever. He's doing it online. Try to do the physical thing, but I told him it's not right. That's right, Policy 218. I eat for nutrition, not for taste. Your taste buds don't have any intellectual prowess whatsoever. What up? What's going on, Meech Doctor 101? Or Meech DR 101? I don't know which it is. But yeah, your taste buds don't have any intellectual power whatsoever. So your taste buds shouldn't be making decisions. And unfortunately, that is what's happening within our community. Taste buds are making decisions. And that's why there's so much sickness and unhealthiness in our community because cats, a lot of people use food as escape. They go Ty right there. They use food as escape. They use food as some kind of compensation for something, you know. What up? What up? What's going on, handsome? How you doing?
What's happening?
Good shit, man. Just tapping in with the peoples. It's Tuesday, you know. For those of y'all who don't know, uh, I am Cavario H. They also call me the Mind Plug. I am also the last laugher. You in the dig? And that's my son right there. Introduce yourself, son.
What's up, y'all? I'm comedian Todd Mills, one half of the WePopNson talk show. Y'all
Right.
watching on YouTube. Y'all watching on Instagram right now, or you could be listening on WPAM at Blazing 420, or you could be listening to past episodes. You could be on YouTube, or you could be listening to audio, trucking, and all that. Like, we everywhere. Make sure you
That's right.
tapping in on
That's right.
Spotify, WPAM, Blazing 420, and checking us out on YouTube at Kvaria the Mind Plug and comedian Tom Mills.
Are we on Spotify?
Yeah, we're with the app they push it out. It pushes out to all of those.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. So yeah, check us out, man. You know, my YouTube is Cavario the Mind Plug. What's yours, Scott?
Comedian Tom Mills.
All right, all right. And also, man, if you don't know, you should know that aside from being the creator of Don Diva magazine, I am along with my ex and a young lady named Susan Hampstead. We are the creators of Don Diva magazine. And in addition to that, or prior to that, you know, I was in the street and I retired in 97 when I was 30, and I began working on what was an introspective, trying to figure out my life type of thing. And it was my personal diary, and it ended up becoming this book, Raised by Wolves. So definitely check this out. If you haven't seen it, it is available on my site. As you see, it's me at the top there, 15 years old. It's me here. I think I was probably like maybe 15 there as well. That's the Copacabana Club, Copacabana, the famous club, you know, at the Copacabana. That's the one he's talking about. So there weren't other 15-year-olds in there. I was the only 15-year-old in that motherfucker. Believe that. That was big adult shit, but no long t-shirts and baggy pants. You see a nigga wearing silk shirts, $1,000 silk shirts, and $300 motherfucking pants from, you know, top clothiers and Valley hard bottom shoes and shit. Niggas didn't know what Valley's were in '83. Not many. And the ones that did would only wear the soft bottom ones, assuming they could get it, because the crack thing hadn't popped off yet, so most niggas didn't have access to none of that type of shit. You dig? What up, JR809LES? What's happening? At JR been with us for a long time. What up, 149th Street Graffiti? That's me. He been with us for a long time. What's happening, Jay Wade? I see you. What's going on with you, man? Jay Wade 3000 been with us for a long time. You know what I mean? Oh, that's Shira. Oh, that's Shira. What's happening? That's Shira. Thank you for tapping into the WePopNson show. And we do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live here on my Instagram, Cavario at Cavario the Mind Plug, and we also release it after the fact on the Blazing 420 WPAM on iHeartRadio, and it's distributed all throughout other platforms and that. So you might be listening to this on something else at a later date, but this is what we do it live every Tuesday and Thursday. What up, Marcus Matthews 99? I see you. Thanks for tapping in, man. So, bro, you probably already know about this. Oh, yeah, by the way, it's my third book. All my books are available at my website, by the way, www.themindplugacademy.com. Plus, I got some merch from my Don Diva shit. I got merch from my Last Lapper shit. I got merch from my Sober shit, which was something I came up with back when I was still in the street, actually. You know, starting to figure out like what I'm going to do with myself. Because I'm an artist as well as a writer. I used to combine it, artist and writer, and be a graffiti vandal back in the 70s. But so the Chud the Builder shit, right? You hit the Chud the Builder.
Yeah, I've been new about Chud. I seen that coming.
You've seen that coming, right? So for those of you who may not be tuned into, you know, bullshit or whatever. Chuck the Builder is a white boy who is from Tennessee, and he was going around antagonizing black people, calling them chimps and niggers and shit like niggers. You know what I mean? And making that's his content, antagonizing black people and trying to the thing that people like to repeat online is that he was antagonizing black people, trying to get somebody to do something because he was carrying a firearm legally. So he's trying to antagonize people into trying him, so they could he could shoot them for like whatever reason. I guess that type of shit. I mean, you won't find nobody running around New York doing that. You won't find nobody running around Atlanta doing that. You won't find nobody running around Chicago or Detroit doing that. You won't find a motherfucker running around Houston, Texas doing that. You wonder why? New Orleans, you won't find it. You wonder why? Yeah.
He was a
Try
racist.
yeah. Try that shit in LA, motherfucker. Yeah. Go ahead. Try it. Try it. You'll last about maybe 6 episodes. Maybe. That's because motherfuckers can't exactly find where you are. You
If
be
he was
about
in
here.
Memphis, they would have got his ass.
Word. Oh, forget about it.
They would have
Oh,
got his
forget
ass right
about it. If
up
he
out
was
of
in
here.
Memphis, he'd have been up and out of there, nigga. Up and out of there, bro.
Chattanooga, all them little
Yeah.
black towns up there.
Yeah. They'd have tore his ass the fuck up. You know what I mean? But he might get that opportunity. And speaking of getting his ass tore up, man, I know you know about all this crazy shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. If you read my book, you'll see I come from hardcore gangsterism. Hardcore gangsterism. Real actual gangsterism. You understand? Part of that is being very moral. Believe it or not. That's not meaning we're legal or law abiding, but we're very moral. Very moral. So there's no victimizing weaker people. There's no, and selling drugs to people may seem to some people like victimizing weaker people. But when a person voluntarily seeks out a service and prevails upon that service, that's called commerce in this country. So whether you are the Sackler family who is singularly responsible for the explosion of the opioid epidemic that has killed hundreds of thousands of fucking people, close to 1 million people, or you're me in some city somewhere up and down the eastern seaboard, selling, narcotics on some blocks, some streets, some fucking where, right? It's commerce, period. Whether you're paying taxes on it or not that the Sacklers were paying taxes either. Whether you got the appearance of legitimacy or not, it has nothing to do with the fact of the matter. The fact of the matter is there's a demand and there is a supply, and in this country it's called capitalism, period. But there are mores within gangsterism. Selling drugs is an aspect of gangsterism. Violence, shooting people, whatever have you, aspect of gangsterism. Those are not the defining characteristics of gangsterism. I know a lot of you cartoon characters and people who subscribe to cartoon characters, y'all kind of entertain those kinds of ideas, but that's not reality. And those of you who try to push that agenda often find out that's not reality. When you laying face down or face up on a bunk, you know what I mean? So yes, highly moral. I grew up very highly moral. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of shit that went on, even around in my time and in my space that I did not know about because motherfuckers knew how highly moral I was and am. So even if they was into doing weird shit, they didn't let Cavario know about it. You ask anybody. Motherfuckers wouldn't even let me know they were smoking cigarettes. You know what I mean? Or got too drunk the night before. They wouldn't let, don't let that nigga find out, my nigga. You ain't gonna hear the end of it. Nigga. You might get knocked the fuck out. Like, very highly moral, So there's a lot of shit that I was not hip to, and I kept it stayed away from me. I naturally repelled the fuckery. So I say all that to say, there was a girl on a show, true crime something. I want to give these guys their proper mention, right? The girl calls herself Lily Venus. You ever heard of her?
No, sound familiar
So
though.
Lily Venus is a very, some people might say she's an interesting character. I say the same thing that I would say about girls and guys in strip clubs. You remember what I used to say about people in strip clubs?
They
You remember?
troubled and they've been through a lot of sexual abuse.
Yeah. There's nobody healthy in the fucking strip club. You understand? Like virtually. Like in Atlanta, it's a little different from the patron side. At a point, even from the participant side, like the dancer side, at a point, not so much since that point. And I would say that point ended around probably 2000, 2001, two like that, where, maybe three, four, where women were actually, this was some shit that was a world apart from them, but there was so much opportunity and there was so much genuine need uh, that they were like, again, supply and demand. So a girl found herself in that situation or prevailed upon that situation because of the monetary opportunity, you know. And if she's comfortable with her body and she's comfortable with, her nudity in public or whatever, then it's like, go, whatever. Now, of course, that can be some compromising shit if you happen to have a public life later on in life, like say you become Melania fucking Trump, and you find out that you were a fucking, mid-level escort or, for hire type shit. Then it's like embarrassing. Then you got to do preemptive fucking press conferences that nobody fucking asked for, right? But other than that, it's you're a regular motherfucker. You get a couple of dollars, you pay for some school, you start some businesses. That's how it was, you know. But any girl who was in it for those types of reasons, school or this or that, like something like really specific, they get the money for something specific, they didn't stay long. They did not stay long. They weren't no stripper for 7, 8 years. They might have a good 2 to 4 in them if it's really good to them, and they ain't got to do too fucking much. And some of them really had to do too much, man. They just had to be sexy and pretty and nice, and the money was out there like that, and they could really eat, But for the most part, the patrons and the participants in that life, in that space, they're not well, bro. So it was never a space that I, sought to be in. First time I went to a strip club in Atlanta, that was like probably maybe the fourth time in my life I had ever been at a strip club, right? It was like 96. And a chick that I was fucking with who was from the Bronx, and she had moved down to Atlanta whenever. She saw me at Club Kaya one night and called me by my real name. I was like, oh, you know me. No, yeah. Nobody in Atlanta know my fucking name, right? So she took me to Magic City. That was the first time I've been in Magic City in 96. And I was buck. I was like, a girl taking a guy to a strip club. It seemed weird, but I saw what the culture was or whatever. So it was a different dynamic from the exposure I had had from like the first time I went to a strip club in Baltimore, which was El Dorados, when I went there looking for my lieutenant, New York G, who many people may be familiar with from the miniseries on HBO, The Corner, which was about my crew and my block on Fayette on the west side of Baltimore. So New York G had decided when he was done for the day, instead of calling me and getting my bread, he would go to El Dorados, which in The Wire was portrayed as Orlando's, I think. And yeah, so that was the first time I went. I must have been like 24. First time I'd ever been to a strip club in my life. Went in there, snatched him up, got my money, got the fuck out. Right. But I'd been to one in New York with your Uncle Trevor, the white ones, and that's different, of course. That's a whole different shit. Right. But
We
it's
got Brandy coming to the bar and grab a couple brewskis.
yeah. And
Uncle
Brandy's coming up here with
Brandy.
these plastic breasts that don't move. Don't touch them. They'll break. But it was like I wasn't seeing anything that I felt was like normal or healthy about this shit. You know what I mean? And so, that's my attitude about all that type of shit, bro. Like all that type of shit. Like, it's not well. It's not healthy shit, right? So a lot of this shit that's coming out over this internet shit is really like fucking me up, bro. Okay, now the lady Lily Venus. Lily Venus did a interview with who are these guys? Lily Venus interview. She did an interview with these guys. The real life, REALLYFE, real life. So, some kind of podcast, right? Black podcast. It's the Blue Couch guys. It's the Blue Couch guys. The guys with the people that did a bunch of stuff with Jaguar, right? So she knows this guy, Chud the Builder. She knows him from when she was in
Oh,
college.
I know that was the girl. She was pegging him.
So yeah, so I was like, what the fuck is pegging? Like it didn't sound good. I know what a peg is, and I know that a peg resembles a fucking phallus. So I'm like, what
Yeah,
is
peg
this?
goes into a round hole. And
Yes, peg is going to right. So I'm like, what is this pegging shit, bro? What is this pegging shit? Like, this is a thing. So as I'm like, trying to wrap my mind around this thing, this pegging shit, she's talking about like she knew this motherfucker from back when she was in college and he was the weed man. He was the connect. So all the college kids, all the college mates, they all bought smoke from him. He used to smoke with them all over. And she used to have these parties. So she said they have these parties. I'm like, party. Nah, bro. She was talking about other shit. There's basically fucking orgies. And this
yes,
nigga would come to these parties and and at some points he was coming there dressed as a fairy,
mm-hmm.
a actual like fairy, like Tinkerbell with the translucent wings and shit. And bro, like it's so much coming at me. I'm like, pegging, fairy, dressing like a fairy, like what type of shit are you motherfuckers on? What is wrong with you motherfuckers, man? Where's your fucking morals, man? Like what's wrong with y'all? What is this shit, bro? What is this fuckery these people got going on, bro? These motherfuckers, they ain't got to worry about going to hell if that were a real fucking place. They are making hell, my nigga. These people are fucking out of their mind. This girl seems like a nice enough girl. This motherfucker crazy as shit. She's crazy as she want to fucking be, bro. Crazy as she want to be. So her thing is, that's what she does. She's a lesbian. That's what she says. She does this. Like, this is a thing that dudes come to her for.
Yeah.
To be pegged.
The rapper just came out. He was dating this girl. He was like
Which rapper is
21.
that? You said the rapper.
Austin Ritchie. He just came out. His
They
girlfriend.
mentioned him in here. They mentioned him in here, but I don't know who that
She was
is or what
like
they were
she was
talking about.
pegging him.
This
His
is
girlfriend.
yes. Okay,
His
they
girlfriend
said
was
that.
pegging him, and then that started the
This
conversation.
girl.
Oh no, a different girl was
Oh,
pegging him, and
they
they were
mentioned
talking
him.
about the conversation of whether the dude or you are gay if you letting the girl peg you, and it's like, oh, it's a
That's what they
girl,
asked.
so you not gay because she penetrating you because it's a man and a woman, and it's like, nah, you took an imaginary dick, you gay. Like like you doing anything with dicks and you a man. It don't matter if y'all both niggas, you gay.
Bro. If a broad is fucking with a dude that finds pleasure in having something stuck up his ass, and she don't think that his sexuality is questionable, then she don't think at all. She's a non-thinking thing. What the fuck? What? I know, I always talk about the education and the thinking and the reading and just, how important it is, right? Because your mind is a muscle, and if you don't use it, you don't exercise it regularly, it will get flabby just like a bicep. You know what I mean? Just like a stomach. If you don't exercise it, it will get flabby, right? Get soft, get weak. That has been the case more and more and more over the last 40 years, right? People are getting further and further and further away from using their minds. I think that social media has expedited that. It's given people so much, just digital media, period, has given people so much alternate stimulation that the art of reading has been lost, right? The art of exercising your mind, expanding your mind has been lost. So, what does that mean as it relates to this and this kind of subject matter? What it means is the softer your mind is, like a baby's mind is very soft, very malleable. The plasticity, we're talking about neuroplasticity, talking about the mind's ability to take on new information and expand based on that plasticity, right? So it's a different type of susceptibility, a different type of neuroplasticity or neural susceptibility where you can be, no pun, but penetrated with certain ideas, right? Easily, more easily. The fact that over the last 4 decades and really heavily over the last decade and a half, there has been less and less and less like mental development has made people more and more and more susceptible to these bizarre fucking what once used to be niche, very narrow, very small kind of pocketed type behavior. And it's normalized. All type of fuck shit, like being a trick used to be looked down upon. But then somebody said, well, it ain't tricking if you got it. Sucker culture is in the forefront. So a sucker got a hold of a big mic and said, it ain't tricking if you got it. And the niggas like, oh yeah, he lowered the bar. It's okay to be a sucker. It's okay to be a pushover nigga about some pussy. Like, it's okay. Yeah. Like that kind of susceptibility, to all kinds of like backward ass. There's a reason that shit was not promoted or made okay. There's a reason a lot of this shit wasn't promoted and made okay. There's a reason for that shit. Because of the fucking fabric that was maintaining fucking society. There are certain things that had to be kept away from that fabric for that fabric to maintain its integrity so that the whole fucking society wouldn't just fall apart as it is right fucking now. So now, the primary entertainment, this thing's, I don't know. This thing's getting about 10,000 views, a little over 10,000 views a day. It's got 137,000 views. It's been up for 13 days. That is what is primarily this low bar, low vibrational, amoral, fuck shit, sucker culture shit, where you got this girl, and she has an interesting dynamic. Let me give that caveat. She said that she had her whole labia removed because she was born with it oversized. Because according to her, she was born with an excessive amount of male hormones, right? Because we all have male and female hormones, right? And she was born with an excessive production of male hormones, which I guess the implication is that she is, because of that biological fact that she claims, it made her, not that she stated that, but when you state that, you state, yeah, I like to strap on, a fake dick and stick it up guys' butts. And I'm getting more pussy than pussy, but I'm a lesbian. You talking shit like that. And then you say, I was born with an condition where I produce an excessive amount of male hormones, testosterone. So, it's like, oh, so you were born with like extra nigga behavior, extra
You
nigga,
dismissing your
blood.
perversion on just chemical imbalance and saying it's not me, it's that. But you bragging about it like, yeah, this is what I mean. It's me. I'm getting down. I'm killing everything. I'm knocking niggas and bitches. I'm cracking sacks and backs. Like,
Oh my God, man. Sometimes I don't know if I'm ready for you, boy. Like, sacks and backs. What the fuck is wrong with this nigga?
she lifts the sack and then she
Packing sacks and bags. Like, what the fuck? God damn. So, did your mom watch this? When were you doing this? She be watching this? Mm-mm-mm. If she is watching this, these is your genes. When he do shit like that, this is your genes. Not you, but the genes of the other motherfuckers that you come from. Somehow you escaped it. You damn decent, but something wrong with this nigga. So yeah, I think that that's what she was trying to infer. That it was because she has this excessive production of, and she kept saying male hormone, male hormone, male hormone. And she probably said that because she doesn't know. I mean, she doesn't think that if she said testosterone, that the audience would be like able to really connect with what she's saying or whatever. She's male hormone. Not that I would think that most motherfuckers know what a hormone is.
I think it more so socially affirms that what I'm doing is more in alignment with how aggressive and how men tend to behave. So it's
Well,
like it's weaponizing language to vilify men in a negative way, but you're using it to empower you because you're a female, so you're not as predatory as men. So it's not as violent.
allegedly.
Yeah.
I used to kick it with Snoop. I used to be on her block. You know what I mean? So she was away when I was on her block. She was in jail for that murder she committed when she was like 14. But I know everybody in the neighborhood. Most of them used to work for me. So when I'm the one that Mike K. Williams, Peaceful Journey to Bro, he's the one that discovered her. That's how she ended up on the wire. He discovered her out there in Baltimore. They were shooting. So when he discovered her, he called me and said, I met this girl at the club, at Club One last night, right? It was a dope club, used to be in downtown Baltimore, just on the outskirts of the harbor, really the harbor. So he asked her what she did and, all that kind of stuff, whatever. And he, said, like, you should be acting. And he brought her up to Harlem to your sister's grandma's house. And I was up there, working on the magazine or whatever. And I took her first pictures. He brought it to me, introduced it to me. I was like, yeah. He's like, what you think, bro? I was like, yeah, she got it. She could do the damn thing. So me and her got close. So, I used to go to B-Mall, whatever, do my thing with the mags, whatever. And then he'd catch up and hang out with her and shit like that. The bitch is a predator, bro. She's a predator, bro. I used to be like, yo, man, it don't make no sense for you to treat females the way you treat females, man. Like, for real. But they loved her, too. I went to a couple of strip joints with her, too. But this young lady, the interviewer asked, I think she was being interviewed by 3 different people. They were very enamored with her, very intrigued by her whole, situation. So they asked her, so are you aggressive? And she was like, no. And she doesn't sound aggressive or look aggressive. She's a attractive looking sister, and that's not the only alternative lifestyle type shit she's into. She's also she's a doula, she helps women with birth and all that. She's involved in voodoo, santeria, shit like that. So, she's knowledgeable. She's definitely knowledgeable. And she's very frank and very forward. It wasn't an easy interview for me to listen to, bro. Because I'm out there, I'm digging and shit, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this fucking shit? You know what I mean? Like, but it was definitely some eye-opening shit, bro.
Yeah.
Some eye-opening shit. I'm glad I became monogamous 30, going on 31 years ago. Very, very glad. Very, very fucking glad, bro. I could imagine being out there moving around amongst these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't trust any of these people, bro. I wouldn't trust none of these motherfuckers. Too much of this bullshit, this psychosis shit, this trauma shit, crisis condition shit. Too much of it has been normalized. Too much of it has been made like it's nothing because motherfuckers have, again, no moral fiber. So anything is whatever. Especially if you're getting any type of attention and or money. Whatever is whatever. That's fucking dangerous as fuck. And within the gangster culture, which had a lot of like, Nicki and them was into a lot of weird shit. Like I told you when I was a kid, your grandmother warned me to like stay away from Nicki and them. The niggas was fucking with boys. That's why them young niggas riding around in Benzes and all kind of shit. 15-year-old niggas running around Benzes. Like, oh, damn, he getting it, whatever. Yeah, he getting it, all right. So that kind of weird shit has always been a thing. you know, and you know, with the mob niggas and you know, with us, whatever, like you, if nigga find you out, they kill you, man. They kill you because figure if you can lay up with a motherfucking man, they can't imagine you behaving like a man with a man. So that means you're soft and you're weak, and that means you're a threat. So niggas find out you fucking with boys, they kill you. You know what I mean? Like that's how it was. That ain't how it is no more. In fact, it's the opposite now. You ain't really getting into anything really in this day and age if you're not on the fuckery, if you're not on the punk shit. Like you are not going to be invited to the places where the decisions about, you know, who gonna get a piece of this bag are being fucking made. You know, like this is the standard that is being set for young people to aspire to. This is bad. This is bad, man. Y'all can listen to me now, but you're gonna believe me later on. I'm telling you, this shit is bad. Y'all act as though, many of y'all act as though nothing means anything. Everything is like whatever, no big deal, whatever. But everything that is in response to something else that was. You understand? Nothing comes out of a vacuum. Nothing comes out of nothing. What up, Ed? Ed Morning 77. I just shouted you out a few minutes ago, Ed. So this is a deteriorating situation, a demoralizing, you know, process that's happening within our society in general, within the, you know, lower rungs of our socioeconomic condition. So the poor people, the common people, the working class people, they're being turned out on this bullshit because this kind of bullshit, because people who live this kind of lifestyle are being pushed to the forefront. They're being validated by being celebrated. And you're dealing with a bunch of people whose minds are soft, atrophied, flabby, because they don't exercise them. So they're highly susceptible to this low vibrational shit. Low vibrational shit is easy to approach, easy. And anything that's easy, anything that doesn't present some significant degree of challenge, people are very inclined to move towards, bro. You know? So I've seen things like this. I've watched the dope game go through this process. And, you know, it's like a micro macro situation, right? So as above, so below. The underworld had a certain structure to it, right? The mainstream world only appeared to have structure. It's all about presentation. The more mainstream the underworld got,